Copyright FAQ. This tutorial addresses 5 frequently asked questions about copyright from LMU's faculty. Question 1. I saw an article in this morning's paper that I'd like to use in my class. Would it be all right to make copies of it to hand out to each student? The answer is yes. Copying an article to distribute to students for a course without getting permission from the copyright holder is not a violation of copyright law, as long as certain guidelines are followed. The first guideline is brevity. The item copied is brief, such as one article or one essay. Spontaneity is the second guideline. This item will be used once and then not used again. If the instructor decides to use this item again, however, permission should be sought from the copyright holder. The third guideline is no substitutions. These copies should not be used to create an anthology or a compilation, nor should it serve as a substitute for the purchase of a book or a periodical. Question 2. There's a workbook that accompanies the textbook I've ordered for my class, but I don't want the students to have to purchase it. Can I put it on reserve in the library? The answer is no. Copyright law prohibits items such as workbooks, manuals, standardized tests, and test booklets from being placed on reserve due to the potential harm that could be done to the market value of these items. These items are intended to be consumable in the course of study or teaching, meaning that they are meant to be purchased by each student for individual use. A course reader is basically an anthology that is being created and reproduced, which is a violation of copyright law as we learned in question number 1, unless permission is sought from the copyright holder. So course readers should either be created via electronic reserve in the library, and the library pays the copyright fees, or ordered through campus graphics, wherein the copyright fees are added to the cost of the reader and each student must purchase a reader individually. Question 3. I'd like to make a DVD with several clips from different films for my class. Is this legal? The answer is yes. Recent legislation has made it legal for college and university instructors to create compilations of film clips from lawfully acquired DVDs for educational nonprofit purposes. Question 4. I use a lot of different materials for my courses: film, music, books. Is there a good rule of thumb to remember so that I can avoid violating copyright law? The answer is yes. College and university instructors that need to reproduce excerpts of works for teaching, scholarship, and research can take advantage of an exemption to copyright law that was designed specifically for them, the fair use exemption. Fair use is not an infringement of copyright and does not require permission from the copyright holder. Fair use of an item is determined by the 4-factor test: the purpose of the use, the nature of the use, the amount to be used, and the effect on the item used on its market value. So in general, using a small amount of a work, say 10% or less, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, for educational nonprofit purposes will constitute fair use in most cases. But if there is ever any doubt, just contact the copyright holder and get permission to use the work. Question 5. Where can I go if I have more questions about copyright? For a quick guide to copyright protection, go to librarycopyright.net/digital-slider. For a quick guide to fair use, go to librarycopyright.net/etool.